Landis. I'm really glad to be with you again today. So we're talking about remarkable relationships, and you need to have taken the course about amazing attachments before you do this course, because attachment is the foundation of everything that we talk about in relationships. When we understand attachments, we understand relationship distress much more. And so if you started this without taking that other one, please go do the other one first. Otherwise, you really will not understand a lot of what we're talking about. So one of the things that we need, one of the skills that we need to develop if we want to have healthy relationships is the ability to be there for people when they're distressed. Okay? Part of making a secure attachment with someone is knowing that we can trust them to not leave or not hurt us when we are distressed. So Dr. Sue Johnson has a wonderful way to conceptualize how we can be there for other people when they are distressed. And this is a key set of skills to get in order to foster healthy relationships. All right? So if someone is distressed, okay, they're scared, they're mad, they're kind of depressed, they're whatever, they're distressed in some form. Okay. In a way, what they're asking is what young babies ask when they're distressed. Okay, so go back to that course about attachments. And with young babies, here they are, and when they're distressed, they cry most of the time. They cry. And what they're really asking is, am I alone in my distress? Or is somebody there that can help me? And so the question really is, are you there? Is anybody there? And so Sue Johnson does a good job with how to answer that question. Yes, I am here. And she uses the 3 letters of R, A-R-E, to help us to remember what we need to do in order to be there for others when they're distressed. If they're little, if they're our age, if they're older, it really doesn't matter. So the first thing that we need to do for going to be there for someone is A. We need to be available, okay? So when someone is distressed, baby or whatever age, we need to be available to them on some level. Now, physically available is the best, right? If we can be there right with them, that is the best. And so especially for children who don't have the ability to form a conception of an idea of their loved one in their mind quite yet, that they have to have that concrete person right there with them in order to feel their presence. Now, when we get older, we can conceptualize and have a working model of a person that loves us and we love them, and they may not have to be in the same room, but we can imagine them being solicitous of our welfare, and so that can actually help us a lot too. But for the most part, being available in some form. So physically is the best. The next would be maybe by FaceTime or phone, right? FaceTime has the advantage of being able to see some body language and facial expressions, which are very, very important to feel connected. And then the third one would be texting, but oh my gosh, I just can't tell you the number of couples that I have who get all kinds of miscommunication in texting. Why? Because 90% of communication is not the words, right? It's the tone, it's the body language, it's the facial expression, it's the pauses. And texting absolutely wipes all of that out. Emojis simply cannot, they're not the same as emotion. So texting really is an inferior way to be available because it doesn't have the emotional component to it. It doesn't have the subtext of the communication that happens with our body language and our voice tone, our voice quality, our expressions of our face. But it's better than nothing. So texting can be a way that we're available. phone calls certainly. Letters, not quite as much, but again, if that is the only way we can communicate with someone, even letters can be good. The nice thing about letters is you can hold them in your hand and look at them again and again and kind of call up that presence of that person. So all of those things are ways that we can be available, that's the A, available to someone in distress. Okay. The next thing is to be R, responsive. What does that mean? Well, we need to be able to respond to that person. We've all been in the same room with someone. They're actually in the same room with us, but they're not responding to us. And so we actually feel more alone than ever, right? And so we need to be responsive. Now, here's the trick. There are ways that we can respond that are going to be better than others, right? What's one of the main ways the difference between good or bad responses? One is how well we know the person in distress. If we know them really well, we have an idea of what might actually help to calm them down and bring them back to baseline. If we have no clue, we do our very best. But any kind of response that talks about, that connects with their bodily needs first, okay? So you need to respond to make sure they're safe, right? And make sure they're safe. And then the next thing is to take care of their bodily needs, to respond to their bodily needs. Maybe they need a blanket. Maybe they need a bath. Maybe they need a nap. Maybe they need a diaper change. Maybe they need just a hug. Maybe they need to breathe slower and more deeply. Maybe they need food. Maybe they need a drink. So that's one level of response too, is responding to their bodily needs. So notice what maybe they need a massage, right? Just to help them feel connected and get them back to baseline. So any of those types of things, responding to their bodily needs is great. Also, another way to respond is to just talk to them, just let them know that you're there, that you're with them, that you won't leave them, reassure them that they're going to be safe, reassure them that you're there to take care of them, reassure them that you want to respond. And so one way that I find is good, especially with adults, is not to say, what can I do for you, right? That just, nobody ever says anything, really. What you have to say is something like, listen, I'd like to make you dinner tonight, but if that's not going to be what you need, let me know something different. Or, I would like to make you dinner tonight, but if you need me to do laundry or mop your floor, hey, I'm up for it. You just let me know. So what you're doing is you're committing to respond, all right? Or maybe you just go ahead and bring dinner, right? Or you go ahead and bring the lotion for their feet for a good foot massage or whatever. You go ahead and take that action, and then you say, listen, I can also do this and this and this. You just let me know. You know I'm good for this. And so those are all ways to respond to people who are in distress that they may not be able to tell you really what they need. Do your very best, and then if they have suggestions, go with that too. Now, they may say, go away, I don't want anybody here. And if that's their request, then we want to honor that, but you want to respectfully leave and say, I want to be here with you if you need me. That's what I want to do. I don't want you to have you be alone in this. And if they really, really do want to push you away, then say maybe something like, well, I'll go in the other room for a while. Let me go in the other room. And, and then they know you're still there. You haven't abandoned them. So those are just some thoughts about how to respond in a meaningful way to somebody that's in distress. The last one is the E on the ARE. E means to empathize or be emotionally available, either one. And what that means is sometimes we have people that are really good at making casseroles and mopping floors or whatever for us, right? But maybe they don't know how to connect with our feelings. Maybe they don't know how to make it safe for you to express all of the distress that you have in your heart. And we want to be a little better than that. We want to develop our skills of being able to empathize with people and to be emotionally available. And so just We're going to talk more about the role of empathy and how to become a much more empathetic person. But for now, just this idea of opening up to their feelings and not trying to shut down their feelings, but actually to elicit their feelings and say, wow, you can empathize and say, wow, this must be so hard. What part is the hardest for you? So you're empathizing with them, you're aligning with them, and then you're eliciting more feelings. What about this is the hardest? Or I can't imagine everything that you're going through, but it just looks like it's just really difficult. And I just want to be here with you, and I want to hear what you need to say, and I'm a good listener, And another thing you can say to be emotionally available and kind of elicit the emotion is to ask, are you feeling this somewhere in your body right now? Do you feel this, if they're angry, anxious, sad, where do you feel your sadness right now? Where does it really feel to you? And a lot of times if you ask people about their body sensations, they'll go ahead and open up to you. It's really interesting. They'll say, oh, I just got this feeling in my heart, or I just have this ache in my gut, or I have this really bad neck ache or migraine. People will talk about that. Sometimes that's a little safer than saying, I just feel so hurt and ashamed. My husband walked out on me. So those are just some hints about the empathy thing. Empathy is not problem solving. Okay, that's one distinction we want to make. Empathy is not solving their problem and saying, well, just do this. That is not an empathetic response. Empathy says, I'm with you in it, I'm feeling it with you, and is there anything else that I need to know to help me understand you better? I want to understand your feelings. I want to help you contain them. I don't want to leave you alone in this. That's empathy. So I love Sue Johnson's paradigm of ARE, are you there? As a way to help de-escalate somebody who is really distressed and help them feel very safe, that we're available, that we are responsive, and that we are empathetic or emotionally available. So I hope this is helpful. So I'd like for you this week to every day see if you can be available, make sure you are there for somebody, okay? Every day. And make sure you're available physically, if possible, responsive, and talking about their feelings and emotions and empathizing with them. And you just see if that doesn't make miracles in de-escalating someone who is distressed. Of course, this is not getting to problem solving yet. This is just getting that person that you love to feel safer when they're with you. And that is a huge part of being more resilient. So I hope this has been helpful. Have fun with that action item, and we want to see you on the forums, and we'll check in later. Thanks. Bye.